Good morning, children. Good morning to the online classroom of Chanakya Academy for Standard 12th Commerce English Medium. This video lecture is for the subject Economics, and we are going to discuss about the chapter number 3, that is money and inflation. Now my question to you is, children, have you heard about the two words money and inflation? Okay, money is very much known to everybody. We are using the different currency notes, ATM cards, debit cards, credit cards, even we are transferring the money online. So money is very much very much familiar word to you. But is it limited only to these currencies? Or any other thing is also there? Or how will you define money as? Why we call these currency notes as money? Why we call these amount as money? So, in our today's session, we are going to discuss about money, barter system, limitations of these barter systems, origin and development of money, meaning of money, and types of money. So in short, we will cover half of the chapter, that is discussing about the concept of money. So the first one, that is introduction to money. Yes. Can you give me an example of any economic activity that does not involve money? No, it is not possible, because we already define my economic activity as the activity through which we can generate income. So we can say that money is at the center of all the economic activities. Now, to satisfy needs of any individual, we require money. We require money to buy goods. We require money to avail services. That is why money is not only a medium of exchange, but it is also stored for the future use. People save money to fulfill their future needs. Not all the needs, all the demands are to be fulfilled as and when you earn money. It is not necessary कि जैसे पैसे आए तो आपको सारी demands मिलेगी. We sometimes require money for the future needs. We save the money so that in future, if any need arises, then we can use our stored money. Human wants are unlimited, and a person cannot satisfy all wants by one own produce. You cannot produce everything that you require. जैसे अगर आपको AC चाहिए तो ज़रूरी नहीं आप खुद AC बनाओ. जब आपको gold चाहिए तो it is not possible for you to produce the gold ornaments, to make the AC, to make the house, to make the cleaning things. No, it is not so. Not a single individual can do all the things. Thus, what he will try to do? He tries to satisfy the maximum possible wants by mutual exchange. This was the concept of barter system, satisfying need by exchanging goods of mutual exchange. That is, if I want house and I have sufficient gold, I can exchange. I can buy the house from one person who is having surplus and can give the ornaments in return. Likewise, if I have excess produce of rice and my friend B is having an excess produce of wheat, we can exchange the produce and get the wishes or demand fulfilled. right? So this was the concept of barter system. Now let us see at the definition of barter system. Barter system is the system where goods or services are directly exchanged for goods or services. यानी कि आप वहाँ पे कोई पैसे पे नहीं कर रहे, you don't pay any money or common medium, but instead when mutual needs are सेटिस्फाइड, दोनों की डिमांड, दोनों की रिक्वायरमेंट, बायर एंड सेलर की जहाँ पे फुलफिल होती है, देयर इज एन एक्सचेंज ऑफ गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज विदाउट द यूज ऑफ एनी exchange, other exchange like money. Now what you know, okay, so by now you know the meaning of barter system. जब मुझे अगर राइस चाहिए, उसको अगर वीट चाहिए, we both are having the things in excess, then we can exchange it. But is there any limitations of this barter system? Yes. First one, issue of mutual adjustment of wants. Like for example, if I want to purchase textbook from my friend who is having 3 different textbooks, 3 different copies of the same textbook, that means she is having excess of the textbook. On the other hand, I am having excess of say 10 kgs of rice. She is the girl who is not having only the textbook but also rice with her. Will she agree to take my rice? Or is there any mutual adjustment of want? Because in barter system we always sell or exchange what we have or what we have in extra, right? I'm having extra rice which she does not require, and she is having one extra copy of textbook which I require. So there is no mutual adjustment of want. ऐसे सिचुएशन जहाँ पे बायर और सेलर दोनों की रिक्वायरमेंट फुलफिल नहीं होती है, देन वी से दैट देयर इज द इशू ऑफ म्यूचुअल एडजस्टमेंट. Second one is difficulty in storing the values. How to store the value for future needs. Say for example, I exchange rice and wheat with my friends just because out of mutual requirement. Can I store that rice for future needs? Okay, after 5 years I will be requiring money, I will store it and use it now. Not possible. We cannot store the, in barter system there was a difficulty storing the value, storing the goods, as mostly they were either perishable or the things that cannot be stored for longer period of time. For example, a farmer may exchange wheat for the pair of shoes or a pair of clothes, but when the productivity rises, he produces more wheat, there arises the problem of strong surplus wheat. If I require shoes from a cobbler, I can buy the shoes and give the rice in return. But what if there is excess? I cannot store it for the longer period of time. In such situation, either I have to exchange it with other goods or we need to store. But how to store this wheat for the longer period of time? When an individual produced on a large scale through one's own efforts, he had to exchange this produce instantaneously for other goods and services. Third one is problem of measurement of value. 5 kg of wheat and 5 liter of oil. Does both the thing have the same monetary value? Or how to know that the value of 5 kg of wheat will be equal to what amount of oil for exchange or ghee for exchange? Or say for example, how to measure that monetary value for one pair of shoes will be equal to how many kgs of wheat. Yes, this is the problem of measurement of value. That is, when there was introduction to division of labor, specialization in the industries, issue of measuring the values emerged. That is, how to measure the values that are exchanged are of equal amount. Exchanging wheat for rice was simpler, but think about the exchange value of wheat. Like for example, 20 kg of wheat is equal to 40 kg of rice, 10 meter of textile and 1 kg of ghee. This kind of measurement is possible because we have one common measure of exchange, that is monetary value. The same was not there in earlier time, and that was the problem of measurement of value. Such measurement or determination of such measurement becomes difficult when we don't have an universally acceptable measuring rod, and this led to the origin of money, which became the standard measure of value and a common denomination of trade. A standard measure of value, that is, each and every things or produce can be measured in terms of money, and also it can be stored for the future requirement, and a denomination for trade, that means used as a medium of exchange. See children, requirement for this change in barter system was because of increasing population, socio-economic development, which resulted into different types of needs and demands, right? As there was no common currency, no common measuring rod, so with this increasing demand and structure, it gave rise to the exchange of goods. But this specialization, requirement of particular good, urbanization, that is development of city, and decreased mutual exchanges gave rise to the concept of money. तो आपको लिमिटेशंस तो पता चल गया कि भाई हम उसको स्टोर नहीं कर सकते, वो एक कॉमन मेजरिंग रॉड नहीं है, डिफरेंट एडजस्टमेंट, देयर इज इशू ऑफ म्यूचुअल एडजस्टमेंट ऑफ वांट. तो इन सब लिमिटेशंस को ओवर करने के लिए हमें क्या चाहिए? व्हाट वी रिक्वायर, a thing that can be stored, a thing that can be exchanged, a thing that can measure, or a common measuring rod, and this gave birth to the concept of money. In order to simplify the procedure of exchange and to introduce an universally acceptable medium which satisfy the store of the function under the barter system, animal were used as medium of exchange. Yes, earlier, before the evolution of this currency notes, we first used the animals as a part of common exchange. Like I want say 10 kg of rice for my friend, then I will give one of my animal and will buy the rice. Same way, that person will also require something, will exchange it with the help of animals. Why animals were used? Mostly because that was an era of cattle rearing or an primary sector. That's why they used animals as an acceptable medium of exchange under the barter system. Agriculture was a major sector of the economy, and there was large production of crops which were required, stock stored. Rest of the crops were sold to by the animals. When required, the animal could also be sold to get the goods, services, or even the crops in return. In this way, animals like horse, cow, buffalo, goats became the means of exchange values for money and trade. Yes, clear how the barter system or how the how these animals were used as a medium of exchange. Say for example, I am having two different cats, two different cows. I gave one to my friend and purchased 10 or 20 kgs of rice. If I am having say surplus of wheat, I will sell off the surplus and will buy the animals. So by just now, as you are using currency notes, but in barter system they used animals for this trading purpose. Now the use of the animals as a standard and a measure and a common medium of trade became limitations. Why? Because animals are mortal. I'm sorry. Because animals are mortal. That means they die, they get sick, and they have life for particular period of time. So we cannot store these animals for longer period of time. Then we require the things which can be stored for longer period of time, and there is no question of getting destroyed or waste. So in such situation, there was the introduction to different minerals and stones. At the onset of imperialism, that is when imperialism was introduced, as many different kingdoms came into existence, there was the use of coins. These different stones, minerals and metals were converted to one common format, that is coins. But with this coins, the limitation was that every different kingdom was having different coins, and so the coins were exchanged only within the kingdoms, that is limited to society and regions. Thereafter we got independence, the entire world became free, and this gave birth, or there was democracy and industrialization in the country. Now this democracy and industrialization gave the concept to the money that we are using today, that is modern money. By the support of central government, money became widely accepted as a medium of exchange of goods and services. Money also succeeded in overcoming the limitation of storage of value. The currency or the money that we are using right now, we can store it, वो खराब भी नहीं होगा. We can exchange it. It is a common value and measurement, because whatever we purchase, we can measure it in the form of money. Say we paid 1,000 rupees for the pair of clothes, we can buy the 1,000 rupees of kg as well, and the amount we will get, the quantity of goods will be received accordingly. We can also, there is no question of mutual adjustment, because everyone is exchanging the required things with the money. Money also succeeded in overcoming the limitation of storage of value. The advent of banking system made it easier even to transfer and store this money. Now let us look at the meaning and definition of money given by two different economists, Marshall and Robertson. According to Marshall, money is that medium which is used as means of exchange without any doubt और इन्वेस्टिगेशन, रिगार्डलेस ऑफ टाइम और प्लेस. यानी मनी एक ऐसा मीडियम है और ऐसी it is a thing which can be used as a means of exchange. We can exchange it without any doubt or investigation, no matter what time or place it is. Robertson said that whatever that is accepted universally in exchange of goods and services is known as money. Now let us see the functions of money. Money is used as a medium of exchange, as a measure of store of value and as a measure of value. That means जो भी limitations barter system में थी, that all has been overcome by the use of money. We can use it as a medium of exchange, यानी कि अब हमें डबल कोइंसिडेंस ऑफ वांट्स की ज़रूरत नहीं है. मुझे जो चीज़ चाहिए वही सामने वाला, जो the thing that I have in excess is not the same thing that is required by the seller. उसको बोलते हैं डबल कोइंसिडेंस ऑफ वांट. That is no more there now. So this money as a medium of exchange removed the limitation of lack of double coincidence of want and made exchange easier. Farmer can get the money in exchange of wheat, and from that money he can buy clothes, rice, ghee or etc. any of the thing required by the person. As an individual, you can spend money to satisfy the needs and you can even store it for the future needs. Basically what I mean to say is we are using the money as a medium to satisfy need of ourself. Money as a store of value. We can store this money. If a person produce goods and services in exchange of other goods, but saving wealth for future needs of goods and services was difficult before the use of money. Animals were mortal. Coins are not accepted everywhere. Minerals does not have the proper storage, and so to overcome this, money was the most successful means of storage. We can store it for the longer period of time. There was no question of mortality or sick or exchange. It became possible to get money in exchange of crops and save the money for future needs. Another advantage of using the money was that it could be used as a standard of deferred payment. And wherever any payment was to be made, this was the standard or common measuring rod. This characteristic of money became an important basis for the entire system of credit, hire purchase and installment payment. पहले क्या होता था in barter system? If I require 20 kgs of wheat, I have to sell the cow or my one of the animal. In such situation, the entire payment was made at the same time. There was no concept of installments or purchasing on credit or hire, that is taking on rent. But this, when money was used to store the value, it gave birth to the concept of credit system, installment payment, because the same stored value can be used every time to make the payments. Money as a measure of value. In barter system exchange, it was difficult to remember the exchange rate and values of each goods and services. That is, 20 kg of rice equal to how many kg of ghee, or 5 kg of ghee is equal to how many pair of shoes, or 1 pair of shoes is equal to how many pair of clothes. There was no common measuring. You cannot measure the meters and clothes and a pair of shoes together, right? So to overcome this, money came as a common measuring rod, and it made easier allowing the values of different goods and services to be compared and assessed against each other. Money implies the price system allowing measure of price of each goods and services which can be compared to each other. It also allows faster decision making and exchanges. Let us see now, children, the different types of money that are available. If we start right from the barter system, then there were animals, precious stones, minerals, gems that were used as an exchange and storage. Thereafter came the metal coins, then government regulated notes, and once the banking was introduced, it gave the concept of credit card and e-banking. So based on these, we can evaluate the money from into 6 different categories. First one is commodity money, that is when goods were exchanged with goods. Animal money, that is when animal was used as a common medium of exchange. Metal money, the era when we were gathering minerals and coins as the medium of exchange. Paper money, that is currency notes. Plastic money, that is the money available in the form of different cards, debit card, credit cards, payment cards, and so on. And the banking money, that is when the payment is done online without the exchange of physical currency. The payment is done to the seller. Yes, so let us have a quick revision of the things that we have learned today. Today we have started with the chapter number 3 of economics. We studied the concept of money as it is a part of center of all the economic activities. Before the introduction of money, there was the concept of barter system where goods and services were exchanged with goods and services, but with limitation of this barter system was that there was no mutual adjustment, we cannot store, and there was problem regarding the measurement. To overcome this, evolution of money was there, or money was introduced. But how it was introduced? Earlier animals were used, but due to its mortality rate, it gave introduction to storage of minerals and coins. And then after democracy, what we are using right now is the currency under the central government. We had also discussed about the 2 different definitions of money given by Marshall and Robertson. Marshall says that money is the medium which is used as medium of exchange without any doubt or investigation, regardless of time or place. Robertson says that whatever that is accepted universally in exchange of goods or services is called money. Functions of money include it is used as a store of value, measure of value, and medium of exchange. What are the different types of monies that we have seen? Commodity money, animal money, metal money, paper money, plastic money, and banking money. With this, I conclude our today's session. Tomorrow we will move ahead with the second half of this chapter, that is inflation. Till then, take care, stay at home, keep washing your hands every few after every few minutes of time, and stay healthy and be regular with your homework. Bye.